going on YouTube? It's your boy Cameron, back at it again with a Modern Warfare video. And guys, Season 4 has been out for about a week now, and I have unlocked both of the new weapons and you've used them. And I haven't unlocked all of the attachments, but I got a general view of the weapons and how they work and their recoil and things like that, their strengths and their disadvantages. And in today's video, we're going to be talking about those. And the first gun we're going to be talking about is the Vector, because obviously you unlock it first. I think you unlock it at tier 15 in the Battle Pass. And the Vector, guys, is a pretty fun gun to use. It has some pretty obvious strengths. That one strength that I think brings a lot of people to it is that rate of fire. The rate of fire in the Vector, I think, is the highest in class for any SMG. It melts. It melts. Up close, it melts. It is probably one of the best guns, CQC, in the game. I've beat every SMG up close and personal with the Vector. Honestly, MP5, P90, doesn't matter. I just destroy them with the Vector up close. The rate of fire is insane. It has pretty good mobility, obviously, because it's such a small gun. Its mobility is pretty good. But if you want to go for the more range kind of play style and better recoil control and kind of use it more versatilely, then I think your mobility is going to be hindered a bit. It's going to be similar to the rest of the SMGs. But if you're running just a 25 round mag, you're just going to go straight CQC, it's probably going to be one of the better handling and mobility guns in the game. It's very good. Honestly, the Vector is very, very good. I like it, but it does have some things about it that piss me off. I think its rate of fire is a positive, but it's also a negative. Because unless you're running fully loaded, you run out of ammo very quickly. Or unless you're running the 40 round drum, which I honestly think is kind of necessary. You kind of need to run the 40 round drum. Or if you just run, I think there's a burst perk for it that helps with the ammo consumption, but just full auto, this thing eats up bullets. It eats bullets. And its damage is not really that good. So I think it takes like 5 or 6 shots to really take somebody down. And at range, I think it's like 10 or something like that. So you're gonna have some struggles with ammo and ammo consumption with this gun. You have to run fully loaded, in my opinion, especially if it's your primary. If it's your secondary and you're running like an AR, then I really don't think it'll be that big of an issue because you can just use it close range. But if it's your primary, you have to run fully loaded. You have to. It's the only thing you can do with it. And another issue I have with the Vector is its range. It doesn't really have that good of range, honestly. A lot of people are like, oh, the Vector's OP, bro. It's a fucking laser, man. Like, no, not really, bro. Honestly, I still think the MP5 is better. Obviously, the Vector is better close range, but I feel like sometimes with the MP5, if you're really good with it, you'll beat the Vector. Especially at range. The Vector damage just falls off, and it doesn't do jack shit at range. Honestly, it really doesn't. I just unlocked the barrel and stuff, so maybe that will help. But as of right now, it doesn't do shit. Okay? And its recoil control is very good. It has minimal recoil for that rate of fire. You would think with that insane rate of fire, its recoil would be fucking awful. But it's actually very good. But it has very slight horizontal recoil. It's very, very slight. It's not like the OP Grau or anything, but its recoil is extremely slight, you know? So it can throw you off if you just spray and pray, but if you control like the shots, especially with burst, you'll be fine at range. You'll be A-okay. But the Vector has its obvious problems, and its reload speed is awful. I don't know why. It takes like 10 seconds to reload the fucking gun. Like, I don't know why. Some of the SMGs in this game have awful reload speed. Like, even the MP5's reload speed is hella slow. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. It's not as slow as the Vector's, but the Vector is slow as fuck. It reloads like a goddamn LMG. And half the time, when I'm reloading, I die. And obviously, I run out of bullets hella quick with this thing, so I'm always reloading. So I think you either sleight of hand. In Warzone, run sleight of hand. You have to run sleight of hand. And in multiplayer, but you have to run fully loaded or scavenger. Run scavenger or fully loaded with this gun. That's it. And then if you run scavenger, you can pick up ammo, so you can run sleight of hand, and then you'll be fine. But yeah, that's the Vector. Honestly, the Vector, I give it like a 6 or 7 out of 10. There is some SMGs that I like more than it, and others that I think are trash. Obviously, I think like the Uzi is kind of trash, or the, I don't know, the UMP is kind of growing on me, but that's a video for another time. I think the Vector is just kind of a middle-of-the-pack SMG. I still like the MP5 more, I still like the MP7 more, and I definitely still like the P90 more. But with that being said, let's talk about the new AR, the CR AMAX, or as it's called, the Galil. I don't know why it's called the Galil. It doesn't even look like a Galil at all. I mean, I'm thinking of the Galil from Black Ops, and it really doesn't look like that. The Galil look more like the G3. I don't know why they're calling this a Galil. I just call this the AMAX. This gun is my favorite gun. I like this gun a lot more than the Vector, and for obvious reasons. I'm a big AR fan. I'm always think ARs are the best guns in games for obvious reasons. Like, come on now. They're dope. They're versatile. You can do more with them than SMGs or LMGs. I like ARs. They're the most versatile, best guns group in the game, for sure. And what I like about this gun is its recoil control. It's not like the Grau, where it's retarded and takes no skill at all. The Grau is the most overpowered gun in the game. That gun is retarded and takes no skill at all. It's retarded. But this gun is kind of like the Grau, but with a little bit of recoil, and if you control it, oh my god, the thing smacks. The thing destroys people. It destroys, but it's perfectly balanced, because it's like an AK that doesn't have that horrible recoil. Because I think a thing that people hate about the AK is how awful its recoil is. And this has control, so you can easily control this gun. I feel like this is like the Scar. This gun and the Scar, I feel like are kind of similar, where they're those heavy ARs that pack a fucking punch, have a little bit of a slower fire rate, but it will destroy people. And the recoil control on both of these guns is very manageable. And the iron sights are good. I like the iron sights. You have great assortment of attachments. I haven't unlocked everything, but I have unlocked certain things that I really like. And I have like a muzzle brake and a commando foregrip. Obviously, I want the extended mag for Warzone. I unlocked the close quarter stocks for a little bit more mobility. As you would expect with a heavy AR, the mobility isn't as good as like one that fires the 5.56 rounds, but it's not terrible. Like, it's not a fucking like slow lug. Like, you can still carry the gun around and be all right with it, you know? But I think this gun is going to be meta. I really could see it being meta because its recoil control is insane. You can get attachment. I've picked up people's Galils or whatever the AMAX is, where the thing is a laser, bro. The thing has no fucking recoil, and its fire rate is decent. Its mobility isn't awful. Like, close range, I've destroyed people with it because of obviously the huge bullet, so it packs a fucking punch, and it's not as random as the AK. I think the problems that everyone has with the AK are eliminated with this gun. Nobody will ever use the AK anymore. The AK has huge issues. You know, obviously the positives of the AK are the fucking damage, and the fire rate is pretty good, but dude, this gun has like a way more stable fire rate, probably a bit slower, but it's more stable, less recoil, and it just looks cooler. This gun looks dope as fuck. Honestly, this gun is awesome. I really am having a great time using this gun. It's pretty sick. Obviously, its negatives, I feel all positives of it. Obviously, it also has great range, by the way. And its negatives, I would honestly say, are its mobility and fire rate, I guess, but they're not even that bad. People are like, oh, the Vector is OP. Like, dude, this gun has potential to be way better than that gun. This gun has potential to be the meta. Really. It honestly does. I think right now, it is a top 5 AR for sure. This is a top 5 AR for me. Obviously, number 1, I'm going to have the Grau. Then I'm going to have the M4. Then maybe this gun. Or actually, no. I like the Ram. I'm going to go Grau, M4, Ram, this gun, and the Scar. Those are my favorite ARs. Honestly. Those 5 ARs, you cannot go wrong with. They destroy. And it even has a 45 round mag. Like, a lot of people don't like the Scar because of the small magazine. Well, you can fucking put like a drum on this bitch. So it doesn't matter. You can easily put a drum on this bitch and destroy with it. So, yeah, the Galil is quite the gun. But what do you guys think? Which one do you like more out of the 2 new guns? Let me know in the comment section below. Obviously, I'm not like Drifter or anything. I don't like talk stats or like, oh yeah, look at that. It has way better like ADS time, shit like that. Like, I just play with the guns and talk about what I like better. We're pretty casual on this channel. We're very casual. We're not try hard at all. And if you like that, I definitely would appreciate a subscribe and a like and share with your friends. This is your boy Cameron. Thank you all for watching. I'm out.